Good morning, ladies and gents. Welcome to Wednesday. Hopefully the first 2 days have gone okay. Remember the procedure. You do the 10 questions. Don't skip forward on the video. You do them. It doesn't matter if you can't do them. It doesn't matter if you still can't do them after 2 days. Although I'm aware by the views, not many of you actually kind of did it yesterday. I'm guessing that's because on Monday I put it on Show My Homework for the whole week, saying I'll be doing a new video. I think therein lies my mistake. Then I'm actually going to have to set this every single day so it crops up as an alert on your Show My Homework app. So I'll do that. Which is a bit annoying, if I'm honest, because with Show My Homework I have to select each group manually and it takes a little bit of time. But if that's what it takes to get you guys to do this, then that's absolutely fine with me. I will spend the extra time on that. So as I said, procedure's the same. 10 questions. Pause it in a moment when you see the 10 questions. Give them a go. Don't mind if you can't do them. Answers will then unpause it. The answers will appear. You mark them. Then I'll go through each question one by one. Hopefully, if you've made good quality notes, you should actually be able to access all 10 by now. Okay, so if you can't do all 10, you might still get them wrong. That's fine. But in terms of the methods, you should have an idea for all 10 now. Either off the top of your head or by looking back. Now, if you can't do all 10, I'm not talking about getting them right, I'm just talking about having a go at them by using the notes from the previous 2 days. What that tells me is your notes aren't good enough, okay? And if that's the case, and you're doing this independently, ask mum and dad to sit with you and ask them to help contribute towards your good notes, okay? Obviously, I would be doing that with you in lessons and making sure you had high quality notes. I can't do that from my living room, unfortunately. So, notes are really, really important. Okay, as you can see today, I'm wearing, I like these Reeboks. These are one of my newer pairs. Of course, it goes with the t-shirt. Nice kind of pinky peach colour. Okay, the other thing I always do is they always come obviously in the box with the laces already tied like this. I always leave them the way they arrive in the box. Kind of a bit of a superstition. I think if I play with the laces, I think it's going to ruin the shoe. So a bit weird, isn't it? But there we go. Right, good luck today. 10 questions. It's a lovely day outside. I'm actually going to go out this morning, do a bit of exercise with Hugo and Poppy. You might be able to see Poppy, she's just down there. And then I'm going to be repointing my patio. Whoopee-doo. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. Okie doke. I hope you found that 10 easier than the previous 2 days. That's the plan, ideally. Let's kick off. Question 1. What is the total of 90 add 9 add 0.01? So hopefully you're telling me now, through the power of the internet, you're saying, put them in a column, Mr. Birch. Okie dokie, will do. Lining up my decimal points. So I've got 90 add 9, so 0.9. Add 0.01, 0.01. Fill in all the rest of zeros. Let's always reread the question. 90, yeah, add 9, add 0.01. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So I've got a 1 here, got zeros here, got a 9 there, and I've got a 0 there. So the answer is 99.01. Okay, so 1, 0, 9, and a 9. 99.01. Very straightforward. You should all be getting that one right now. I would be hoping. Where have I put my tissue? There it is. Okay. That one. Question 2. Work out 64 times 55. So I've got 64 times 55. I'm going to use my Chinese method. 64 times 55. Put my lines in, make my squares, then go diagonal. That's going to be a rubbish one, isn't it? I'm not happy with that. Shoddy work, Mr. Birch. So, diagonal line. Diagonal, diagonal, diagonal. Say, 4 times 5. 4 times 5 is 20. 10's at the top of the box, units at the bottom. 4 times 5, 20. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 5 is 30. So add up my columns. I've got a 0 here, I've got a 2 there, I've got a 5 here, and I've got a 3 there. 3, 5, 20. 3,520. Simples. Off. Okay, I'm going to swap pens because that one is a little bit faint. Simplify. We've got A times A. So simplify A times A. So this is a good example of, think about what you do know. If I said to you, well, can you say, what does 2 times 2 mean? Or what does 3 times 3 mean? What does 4 times 4 mean? Okay, these mean that you're squaring them, don't they? So A times A must be A squared. It's also quite tempting to think that A times A is 2A. Well, again, think about what you know. If you can't figure out what A times A is, what would A plus A be? Or A plus A, an apple and an apple is 2 apples. So A times A can't be 2A, can it? Okay, so think about what you do know. You do know A plus A is 2A, so A times A can't be. You do know that 2 times 2, something times by itself is squaring it. 3 times 3 is the same as 3 squared. 4 times 4 is the same as 4 squared. 2 times 2 is the same as 2 squared. Therefore, A times A is squaring it. A squared. Okay. So, a note in green, when you multiply something by itself once, A times A, B times B, 3 times 3, is the same as squaring it. If I said to you what's A times A times A, well, that'd be A cubed. A times A times A times A be A to the power 4. Again, you may need to watch that explanation a couple of times, slow it down, digest it. Don't just move on if you don't understand something. That's the most ridiculous thing you can do. It's like in lessons when I always stress to my classes, if you don't understand something, you put your hand up and you say. If you still don't understand it, you say again. Okay, you need to be selfish, be a driver, not a passenger. Doesn't matter what everyone else thinks. Okay, if you don't know, you keep asking. If x equals 2, so we know x equals 2. This pen is just as dodgy. I'm going to get some new ones for tomorrow. If x equals 2, work out the value of 10 minus 2x. Well, if x is 2, 2x is going to, that means, remember 2x, that means multiply, 2 times x. So if x is 2, this means 2 times 2. So this becomes 10, take away 4, which is 6. Okay, so substituting in your x value, so it becomes 2 times 2. It doesn't become 22, because remember when you have a number and a letter, it means multiply. Okay? Next question, I can't see it, one moment. Next question is round 12.4 to one significant figure. So 12.4. So one significant figure, remember, means one number, the rest zeros. Okay, the dog's trying to eat the carpet, the rug. Please don't, Poppy. There you go, look, you got this. Oh. Drop it. Yuck. Little rascal. So 12.4 to one significant figure. That's my first significant figure. It's followed by a 2. Okay, so the 2, remember, 4 or lower, it means this stays the same. Okay, that's one way of saying it. Or is 12 close to 10 or 20? It's closer to 10, isn't it? So the answer is going to be 10. Leave it. Oh. Never worked with children or animals? I do both. Oh. Okay, next up, solve 10 minus x equals 4. So 10 minus x equals 4. You could just do this one by common sense. 10 take away x equals 4. Well, 10 take away what? What do you have to take away from 10 to get 4? Well, the answer is going to clearly have to be 6, isn't it? Okay. The other way you can do that is obviously we want to get the x's by themselves. Okay. So at the moment I've got this minus x. So what do I have to do to get rid of the 10? I have to minus 10. Okay, but I need to do it to both sides. So don't be put off because you've got a minus x there. Don't go, oh my goodness, what do I do? It's normally x minus 10. Okay, just you do the same thing. Let me show you. So minus 10 from both sides. That way you're left with minus x. 4 take away 10 is minus 6. Okay, you always divide by the number of x's. Remember, a negative divided by a negative equals a positive. So x equals 6. Okay, negative divided by negative is a positive. Okay, remember, because two sides different means you get a positive answer. Next up, so common sense way or the actual method which we've done the previous 2 days. And the only kind of twist with that one, question 6, was you had to remember negative times a negative. Okay, two signs the same. Sorry, I think I said them all around a moment ago. Two signs the same gives a positive. Okay, so two negatives. Okay, remember the rules: multiplying and dividing. Okay, two signs the same means the answer is going to be positive. Okay, two signs different means the answer is going to be negative. Okay, for add and subtract rules, okay, if you've got two signs in the middle which are the same, you're going to add. Okay, means you add. Two signs in the middle the same means you add. Okay, two signs in the middle different means you subtract. Okay, two signs different means you subtract. So if I had 4 add minus 3, two signs in the middle are different, it means 4 minus 3, which is 1. If I had 4 minus 3, two signs in the middle are the same, it means 4 add 3, the answer would be 7. Okay, so multiply and divide, it dictates whether the answer is positive or negative. Add and subtract with negatives, it dictates what you do. Okay, so you might want to actually get that written down. So I always have my classes write that in every year group, no matter kind of what level they're at. I always remind them of that at the start of the year, because so often, say we've got a solving equation, and it could be, excuse me, a simultaneous equation or something like that, and they go wrong with the positive. They know the method, but they go wrong with the first stage, figuring out whether they add or subtract, and then they kind of go wrong really early on, which is a shame because of negative numbers. We don't want that. Right, I'm going to swap pens back. What's next? Leave it. Okay, 15, so find the missing. 15, 18, there's a missing one, then we've got 24, then we've got a missing one. So, problem solved. What's the difference there? Add 3. So let's apply this rule to here. 18 add 3 is going to be 21. Okay, let's see if that works. 21 add 3 is 24, so I'm happy the rule is correct. 24 add 3 is 27. So we've got 21 and 27. Easy peasy. Just going to let the dog out. Yeah. She's a right little rat bag. Still better bag than you lot. Okay. Right, expand. 6 bracket 2x minus 3. So expand means multiply. You multiply this by this and this by this. What's outside by what's inside. So 6 times 2x is going to be 12x. Okay. 6 times minus 3, or 6 times 3 is 18. This is a positive. Oh, we just covered this, haven't we? A positive times by a negative. Two signs are different. Okay. You've got 6 times negative 3. That's a positive 6. So two signs which are different means you get a negative answer. 6 times 3 is 18. So it's going to be 12x minus 18. Okay. So next, 5 meters into centimeters. 5 meters into centimeters. So, how many centimeters in 1 meter? Okay, a meter stick Okay, we should all know that 1 metre equals 100 centimetres. Okay, so 5 times 100 is going to be 500. Okay, common sense. We should all know in a metre there's 100 centimetres. Okay, you should all know that one. If you didn't know it, write somewhere 1 metre equals 100 centimetres. Okay, how many metres in a kilometre? 1,000. Well done. I'm guessing you said 1,000. Last but not least, what is the 5th cubed number? Remember, a cube number is something which has been times by itself 3 times. So x times x times x. So the 5th cubed number, okay, so we know that 1 cubed means 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1. 2 cubed, 3 cubed, 4 cubed, 5 cubed. So I want 5 cubed, which is 5 times 5 times 5. Well, 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. Okay? Happy? Happy days. So, hopefully that went well. Do take the time, continue to make good quality notes. There's going to be 2 more days of these, obviously Thursday and Friday. And I'm undecided where I'm going to go with this next week, whether I kind of stick with maybe something like this, or I go back to doing something more difficult for some other groups. Who knows? If you've got any preferences, or maybe there's something particularly you want me to go through, please do let me know. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I've got a really busy day. I'm sure you have. Remember, try and get out, do some exercise. Consider how difficult, how challenging these circumstances are for everyone in your household. It's not just a me. Do think about other people. But do obviously try and enjoy your time. Have a good one. See you.